I take it in steps, as in, I necessarily have to start with people of faith, people who believe in God, and there are plenty of people in the world today who do not believe in God, which is absolutely mystifying to me. It's kind of like missing out on the sun. It's like you're out and about, maybe trekking, walking outside, and you miss out on the sun. It's like this old joke about these young fish who get greeted by an older fish who says, "Enjoy the water." And the young fish, they're like, "What water?" Anyways, in this episode, I'm going to talk about how I've been taking it in steps. So I start with people of faith. In my personal case, I necessarily have to start not only with people of faith, but people of particular faith tradition. When you are going to announce that your Jesus come back, it probably helps to start with people who actually are waiting for Jesus to come back, namely the Christians. So when you announce that your Jesus come back, I thought people would readily accept, get excited, but there seems to be major confusion. One is, well, there are hundreds of people claiming they are Jesus. What makes you different? And that is a valid question. Second is in those people who, a lot of people who seem to think, Jesus will literally come down from the clouds. Like literally. Like you'll be in heaven and then you will come down from the clouds, right? So if I was born, I grew up, I've been living a regular life, then in their mind that disqualifies me because, well, I did not come down from the clouds. Well, at least in the Christian faith, in the Bible, it is very explicitly written that nobody, not even the angels of heaven, will know the time of the second coming. Which means you cannot say this is incorrect timing because nobody knows. So the third step that I propose is, well, how would you like to verify my identity? And just in the recent days, I have emailed a bunch of divinity schools across the country. I figured they might be interested in doing the verification homework, checking out my blog posts, asking the questions, verifying the prophecies, the miracles, the mission. I mean, I'm still waiting, but that would be the next step for somebody who might be interested in checking it out. They're like, well, how would you like to verify my identity, right? And the verification process that I proposed, and I've said that is open to debate and questioning, as in you can question the method itself. I have proposed these three questions that you ask, and somebody could say, well, whatever the answer to that question, that still doesn't do it. But so far, I have not had any takers. But even going by the Bible, going by the prophecy that I have read, one prophecy says, and I'm paraphrasing it a little, that Jesus is back, as in, he's here, he's in human form, he has been recognized, he has been theologically verified, he is indeed who he is, right? Not now, that is later. After the identity has been verified theologically, it's been accepted, well, then the reaction is Jesus is back, but he is hard to look at. That is a reference to the suggestion that quite a lot of white Christians, at least in the early stages, might struggle with my skin color, which is brown. I was born Indian, and that's what that is referring to. And that's not to say that's the way it will stay all along. No, that's not. But that will be a phase that people will go through, and that is after my identity has been verified. Now it is accepted. A lot of people are like, okay, I guess it's him. He's here, right? And then that reaction will come. That's what the biblical prophecy says. In the case of the Holy Father in human incarnation, this is very interesting, right? So this is, you've been praying to Lord God the Holy Father, like in my case, that's I'm talking about me. And then you realize he's here. He's here in human incarnation himself. And then it suddenly makes sense, right? Because for 5 years, almost 6 years, I'm like, okay, I am who I am, no doubt in my mind. Also, I can explain it to people who might be interested in checking it out, in verifying. But I was not too clear about the work. I only had this vague idea of what should happen next. But then, once I realized the Holy Father himself is on earth in human incarnation, just like I am on earth in human incarnation, to answer that prayer, right? Thy kingdom come on earth, asking the God, your God and my God, to come to earth and become king. Once I realized he is right here on earth and it became absolutely clear to me as to what my work is. Well, my work is to assist his work. He is the king. I am the commander appointed by him. I answer to him. I follow his instructions. I obey him. That's my work. That's why I'm here. I'm here to stand shoulder to shoulder with humanity and worship Lord God, your God and my God. The thing though is, and again, I have to jump from faith tradition to faith tradition to faith tradition. Otherwise, simple things become hard to explain. For example, this very idea that Lord God, the Holy Father, will come to earth in human incarnation, Hindus do not struggle with that at all because he has done it multiple times before. Who do you think Lord Krishna is? That was the Holy Father in human incarnation 5,000 years ago. Who do you think Lord Rama is? That was the Holy Father in human incarnation 7,000 years ago. Who do you think Lord Buddha was? That was the Holy Father in human incarnation 2,500 years ago. So, you necessarily have to draw on some of the Eastern faith traditions, primarily Hinduism and Buddhism. And mind you, there are plenty of Buddhists who struggle with the idea that the Buddha was Lord God, the Holy Father in human incarnation. They have still not connected the dots. So the thing is this: Christians have been waiting for 2000 years for Jesus to come back. It's a long time. Muslims have been waiting 1400 years for Jesus to come back. Hindus have been waiting 5000 years for Lord God, the Holy Father, to come. And check this out. I've been calling Hindu temples all across this country: New York, New Jersey, North Carolina, Texas, Florida, California, Oregon, Colorado, Chicago, and the overwhelming response I get is, it's not time yet. I will announce, hey, Lord Kalki is here, like Lord Krishna is back. And the overwhelming response I get is, it's not time yet, as if 5,000 years of waiting is not enough. They want to wait for longer. How much longer? More than 400,000 years. I don't know where they get the number from, but the response I get is, well, this age will go on for another 400,000 years. It's not time yet. Lord Kalki cannot be here on earth yet. It's too early. Go figure. If you might ask Christians, Well, you've been waiting for Jesus to come back for 2000 years. Is that a long time? I think the overwhelming opinion will be yes, it's been a fairly long time. It's been a very long time. Like I go on Twitter and I see all these hashtags and tweets asking Jesus to come soon, like come now, like right now, like we've been waiting long enough, right? That's the Christians. Hindus, they defy the very definition of patience. The overwhelming response I've gotten is not that, okay, so if you say Lord Kalki he is here, how do we know you are being truthful? How do we know you are right? No, I don't get that. What I get is, no, that can't be true. It's too early. It's only been 5,000 years. We, we want to wait another 400,000 years. Can you imagine? Anyways, so the thing is, when I talk about, Jesus, me, Jesus coming, Jesus come back, that's me. The Hindus tune out. Among Christians, if you mention, Lord Krishna, they tune out. Lord Vishnu, they tune out, right? Well, the Holy Father's instruction to me is just focus on the work. Just keep doing the work. Well, what is the work? The work to end this age and usher in a new age, the best of the four ages. What is the work? That work, the idea of which is about to come forth in the form of a book in a few short months. It feels like a political and economic program. And that should not surprise you. When you pray for 2000 years, asking Lord God to come to earth and become king, as in actively rule, sit on a throne and rule, you should not be surprised that he has showed up with a political and economic program. That's what ruling means. He intends to fundamentally reorganize the economy, like fundamentally. The idea, in fact, is so simple. After I learned about it, I read the early drafts of its chapters. My head was spinning for weeks because the idea is so simple. It is designed to be understood by an average human being. And the thing is, he is talking about primarily the economy, but also technology. When he talks about technology, the book that most comes to my mind is there's this fairly famous book by this thinker, Peter Diamandis, called The Age of Abundance. When Lord God, the Holy Father on earth, in human incarnation, when he talks about technology, that's the book that I most get reminded of. If you ask the leading tech entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley, and quite a few of them, like surprisingly to me, they are not even believers, but most of them see that the age of abundance is right around the corner. That's the phrase they use, the age of abundance. It's the seed, the seed have. Thing is, that age of abundance was promised in the scriptures thousands of years ago. Like a Jewish rabbi famously said, you know, I look outside my window and I don't see it, as in the abundance is not here because my Messiah will bring abundance. Well, that is about to happen. That abundance is about to happen. Everyone will have plenty. That's what abundance means. Well, when you talk about that political and economic program, the beauty of that, though, is that will bring everybody together because everybody understands money, everybody understands prosperity, everybody, well, maybe not everybody understands abundance. It feels too good to be true right now, but it's right around the corner. So, Lord Kalki instructs me saying, do the work, act. It's like when Lord Krishna said to Arjuna, act. That has been my instruction from the Holy Father. Act, do the work. And the work is to assist in that, to build a global organization to help with that work. The organization Kalki Sena will be global in every country. And right before he revealed his identity to me, I was raising money. I was trying to raise money for a very ambitious tech startup. Uh, the 10 slides projected $1 trillion company in a 10-year time frame. But then I put it aside. Once I was made commander of the Kalki Sena, for a few months I put the tech startup aside. I'm like, well, this is priority, this is what I'm here to do. And I'm open to the idea that in a few months I might just walk away from the tech startup completely and be a full timer with the Kalki Sena. Or, right, the kind of rapid growth I want for the Kalki Sena, the social network that I need for that doesn't exist and nobody seems to be building it. And that was my tech startup idea. So maybe I'll take both of them side by side. I'll give myself a few months to decide that. So the theological angle is tricky. You talk about Jesus, the Hindus tune out. You talk about Lord Kalki or Krishna, and the Christians tune out, right? That applies to all major faiths. You do one thing, the others tune out, all that stuff. And so perhaps the best way to bring it all together, bring the people together, would be to talk about this book that the Holy Father in human incarnation is working on right now, called the Kalkist Manifesto. And that book, to talk about that book is for me to become the person that I was before 2016. And you can see this at my blogs. Before 2016, I was talking primarily politics, economics, and technology. Right? So to focus on the work in hand, focus on this book, the idea, the Kalkist Manifesto, is for me to become the person that I was before 2016. As in, although I came to learn my identity only in 2016, I've been doing the work all along. You know, there are a lot of fulfilled prophecies in my life already lived. Prophecy that I have not, connected the dots for, that I've left for others to do. You know, I've share about a dozen, and that's enough to establish my identity. But the rest, eventually, there will be hundreds, right? The rest is for others to figure that out. And so those are the steps I take. You start with people of faith, start with people from the Christian tradition who are waiting for Jesus to come back. Then you suggest the verification method, the three questions, as in what prophecies have you fulfilled? Have you performed miracles? Are they well documented? And third, what is the work you are here to do? How will you do it? So, but then the final step is where I'm here to assist Lord God the Holy Father in his work. And that work is going to start with an idea, a book called The Kalkist Manifesto. And to assist with that work, I'll be primarily talking politics, economics, and technology. And I think it would be a great way to bring people together all over the world, regardless of their faith background. That is the beauty of that book, the simple idea. Very simple idea. So simple, my head was spinning for weeks after I came across it.